Welcome to Audi Med Cup TV for the final highlight show of the Region of Sardinia Trophy. It has been a truly fantastic week here in Cagliari. Audi All For One have taken out the TP52 trophy and Iberdrola win their third Sotto 40 trophy. Well, we've had a week of high winds, big tight racing and some really interesting clashes out on the water, and to join us to talk about it this evening from Audi Azzurra is the guy they call Flipper, and from Notopia, Gustavo. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. Well, it's been absolutely fantastic this week, and if you've missed some of the best moments, we've put together a top 5 reel for you. Strong Mistral winds, big gusts and a coastal race. The third event of the Audi Med Cup was played out on the Gulf of Angels, and as always the action was red hot.
Magnus off!
At number 5, the photo finish in race 2 of the TP52 class, Audi Azzurra sailing team grabbed third from Bribon and Synergy. At number 4, a special mention for Audi All For One. After finishing last and second last in the first 2 events of the 2011 Audi Med Cup, they finished first here in Cagliari. Strong winds made for spectacular racing, but also plenty of damage. Coming in at number 2, the dream that came true for 22 Sardinia. They nailed the start and sailed the way to win on day 2, a moment they will surely never forget. And the number 1 moment of the Region of Sardinia Trophy, check out what happened to Bribon after catching the spinnaker of Audi Azzurra. Well, let's go back to that moment for a minute, Flipper. That was pretty incredible, wasn't it? There's been some amazing sailing out here this week, hasn't there?
Yeah, no, it's been fantastic conditions, without a doubt. You know, the Mistral always offers up, you know, a full bag of tricks, and it definitely caught us out on day 2 there. You know, we'd had a pretty good day 1, not fantastic, but felt really solid in the breeze. We felt it was right for the boat, and unfortunately just one small bit of gear failure, and the end result was plastering our competition with our spinnaker. So things happen really fast, and when they go bad really fast. Absolutely,
you weren't the only ones with problems this week. A great way for you guys to finish off the regatta today with a win. How was that, beating Iberdrola?
Yeah, we were really happy to end winning a race. So we were closer every day, closer to him, to Iberdrola, and finally we learned how to beat him, so we are really happy.
Well, they're a class act, Iberdrola. They will be very, very difficult to beat coming into the final day because they did have a really big lead. Here are all the highlights from the Sotto 40 class on day 5.
The Sotto 40 class also raced 2 last windward-leeward races today and certainly enjoyed the physicality of the conditions. The Spanish Iberdrola dominated the first race from the first downwind leg and went on to collect another first from their already impressive tally. The second race was looking to be a repeat, but the other Spanish boat, Noticia 4, had managed to keep the margin of the evergreen Iberdrola's lead to a bare minimum. Just 100 metres separated them at the last weather mark. On the last bear-away and spinnaker set, the dominant Iberdrola had some boat handling problems. By the time the crew had recovered the situation, the white-hulled Noticia was right beside them with the spinnaker filling, and they sailed right past and into the lead. This they held all the way to finish to take a well-deserved win.
So Iberdrola team, their third regatta win in a row on 9.0, convincing win over Notopia, also from Spain. 22 Sardinia, obviously the local team there, and Ngoni in 4th place. So these are the overall. This is the overall tally for the series so far. Iberdrola about 30 points ahead there from Notavia, 22 in behind. Anangoni in fourth place. Gustavo, that's quite a substantial lead. How do you go about closing that gap for the next regatta in Cartagena?
Yeah. There we have a really big gap to the first, to Iberdrola. It's going to be really hard to win the Audi Med Cup, but we are second and we are only seeing race to race, and just to try to be closer here in Cartagena, and maybe in Barcelona we can win the race, but you never know.
We've been asking everybody from the Soto 40 fleet this week what they think of the boat, and it's been really positive feedback. What's your experience? How's your experience been on the Soto 40 boat?
I've seen the boat sail very, very well in strong wind, also in light wind. It's very funny, very easy to all the maneuvers. So it's fast, especially downwind. It's really, really fast. So I've seen all the owners, especially in Spain, good race in the boat, and maybe next year we will have a bigger fleet because the boat is very good. All the boats, the speed is very, very similar, and it's a good boat to sailing in a fleet.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it hasn't been quite as dominant in the TP52 class. Everyone had a chance this week of overhauling Audi's sailing team powered by All for One, but in the end they held on. Here are the highlights from the TP52 class.
The final day of the Region of Sardinia Trophy was again sailed in fresh Mistral conditions. 2 windward-leewards were scheduled for each class. The choice of side for the course was again delicate, with most people thinking the left would be favourable. But drama on the start line brought an early end to the race for Quantum Racing when their starboard topmast backstay fell to the deck. They needed to stop and tack straight away to try and repair. The crew worked on a solution all the way up the beat, but it became clear that they would not be able to fix the problem satisfactorily with what they had on board, and they chose to retire and get ready for the second race. Meanwhile, it was Audi Azura that was making the best of the first beat and sailed fast around the first full lap of the course and all the way up to the top of the last run in the lead. But the German container had shown herself to be extremely quick downwind, and on the last run they found better wind to sail past the Italians and clinch victory right on the finish line. In constantly freshening winds, Quantum made a return for the last race with a new runner. They started well and led around the first lap of the course. Hot on their heels was the Italian Audi Azura. The top of the beats were extremely shifty, with the first one side prevailing before the boats on the other side would come good. At the top of the second beat, all 7 boats converged at the same time on one point, and the last shift went against Quantum. In the mix around the top mark, Quantum was penalised and were forced to make 2 penalty turns. This let the blue boat from Italy sail away to win the race by a big margin. Another beneficiary of the second weather mark approach was the regatta winners Audi All for One, who recovered from a jittery first race today to claim second in the last to make.
So a convincing win overall for Audi All for One in this Region of Sardinia Trophy, beating Audi Azura sailing team and the Spanish team Bribon in third place there. Let's take a look at how that's shaping up the overall series trophy. Quantum Racing still hold the lead, but they've really, Container have really tightened that gap in between first and second there. They're in second, Audi Azura sailing team in third place. We're just taking a look at that sailing there. It was quite incredible out there today, and you guys have finished first this week. You've finished last and you've finished in the middle, but I think that's the case for all the teams out there. It's been a bit of a topsy-turvy week for everyone, hasn't it, Flipper?
Yeah, I think it has. It's, you know, as I said, the Mistral's challenging at the best of the times. Trying to race these boats in 25 to 30 knots, you know, you're on the edge. And as we saw with Quantum having the gear failure, it can happen to the best teams. We check everything that we can, but it's shifty, it's windy, the loads are high, and everyone's pushing, you know, as hard as they possibly can.
A best ever result for you this year. Is everyone on the team pretty wrapped with how it's gone?
Yeah, well, we're wrapped now because the regatta's finished and the points are on the board. Yeah. And you know, and for 2 days we were last. And as a team, we've been in existence since 2007, and you know, we've never actually been last. So we spent a lot of time talking about the feeling of being last, and our coach and the shore crew did a fantastic job of really pulling us all together and saying, come on guys, you know, none of us belong in last, and we believed it, and we believed it going into yesterday and today, and the end result was, you know, we're in second on the scoreboard, so we'll take it.
And what do you make of your sister ship, Audi sailing team powered by All for One? A huge comeback for them from Marseille and Cascais.
Yeah, fantastic. You know, it's a credit to their team for sure, because they have been struggling a little bit. You know, the new boat, it is a challenge. Everyone's got, you know, all 6 new boats. We're all challenging with trying to get the most out of them, and to come from a result like the beginning of the year to winning an event it's a real credit to them. You know, whereas we've just been, you know, I think we've had 2/3 and a second, and we're just kind of chipping away. I just noticed on the points that I think there's only 7 points between first and second, and 7 between second and third. A lot can happen, 2 more events.
Exactly. Well, with 3 regattas down now, the next regatta is in Cartagena in Spain, so it looks very interesting. We'll see what happens there. We'll be back here in a month's time for that regatta. I hope you've enjoyed the Region of Sardinia Trophy. It has been a fantastic week. We'll see you back here in a month for more of the same on Audi Med Cup TV.
Gracias.